to talk about is the removal of the EC chair or name a powerful petition about that we should remove them. I mean, see, I always say the cleanup is still going on. If I should put it that way, from the current NDC government, they are trying to. I mean, make us put their own. But say they say a see they be you know. We know say when a new party comes, they try to make changes in some of these high positions. I mean high institutions are Ghana. Hana, yes, from their own NPP camp, and yet it say yes. EC boss, Afari Gyan, and Ostate, he was talking about the fact that NPP plotted, his removal some time ago. And see, we have this video, or we have this video. We'll go and see it, but let's talk about the fact that when governments change hands, is it right? Says some of these institutions, we have to, take the leaders off. It has been happening. You see, when the NDC came into power, we had the IGP. People felt like, oh, this IGP there, the NDC is going to keep him for some time. But we all saw, say, Anche, any SSano, a new IGP, buy. Now, I'm trying to ask, is it a good thing, say, party changing high officers? They start making changes. As of now, what happened in Akwetia? We could see Chairman Azoka. Some kind of altercation be on the NPP Nino. As of now, people feel say there is no invitation. You could see there were police personnel, but they couldn't even do anything about it. So EC boss Afari Gyan also talk about the NPP plots of his removal. It's Yanko. Now Yanko tie audio no. We'll continue from there.
Because the same method they used to remove Afoko and Kwame Japan, myself, and those other teaming members, officers of the party, is the same playbook they used to remove Charlotte say. They got some people to write a petition. Right? And they got this. And then so I don't know anything about it. I'm just a president. I don't know. He went through this. Meanwhile, you go to what do you call it? Council of Elders. You practically appointed all of them. Most of them.
The Council of State.
Council of State, sorry.
Yes.
So it goes there. And then it goes around. Then it comes to say, I don't know anything about it. I use process. It is a facade. It's the same thing. So they played it out within the NPP. And then people, including people from your profession, they helped them. And then they succeeded. So they hit against Charlotte Osei. And remember, when they went after Charlotte Osei, they were going after security of tenure.
Just like in your case.
Absolutely, because she had a security of tenure. But they had practiced it within MPP, that we can bust security of tenures. Right? So they brought that playbook straight to Charlotte Osei. Okay? And then they went after her. Didn't somebody write a petition? Didn't they say they had nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
Didn't they go around and then they went after electoral commissioner? We are a very young democracy. President Kufour is a very, very wise man. You know, when President Kufour became president of this country, you know what happened? We were putting a lot of pressure, when I say we, I mean the NPP, for him to remove Afari Gyan because of what we perceived that he had done against her. He didn't do it. He said the democracy was too young. Even if he had done something wrong, you don't go after such institutions, because when you attack these institutions, you weaken the democracy.
Right.
So why do you even attack, even if it were so? All things are lawful, not all things are helpful. A wise man would always know that.
Right.
So even if she's done something wrong, you understand when you go after that institution, you weaken Ghana's democracy. And let me add this. It is arrogance for you to think that when you go after somebody's person in a particular way, then you expect that person to also use your same playbook and you also play the equivalent of going after the next electoral commissioner. You see where the NDC took the thing? Bursting security of tenure at the Chief Justice.
With the judiciary.
Good. So that particular event that happened, I just want you to understand. The invisible forces went and chased a certain judge from her courtroom in Kumasi If that judge has spoken against what had happened to Afoko and Kwame Japan, like I did, maybe he should have been saved. So please, when we're talking about these things, they are very serious matters. I took them very serious.
Right.
And there were many NPP executives who stood up against that because
okay, so and see that is the second vice chairman, former second vice chairman of the NPP, Sami Crab. And I question na okasa na. Ohwe ne kasemu. He's talking about the fact that said na medical kind. When parties change hands, Obehu say yamu befa kwan bebre so to remove some of these people in high offices. And I'm about Afari Gyan. When the NPP assumed office in 2000, it was the same kind of way. And the same NPP wanted to use to remove Afari Gyan. And it happens, say, they just talk about the fact that people are bringing in petitions. It's not the party, it's not the sitting government. And now I say, oh, we free home. So, young target government, and they say they are against democracy. No. But what's why I say the petition about and anyway free so the petition about say anyway will be the petition about EC chairman why you say chief justice why you say this particular person I say and you realize that the committee almost board almost okay now young court because if the committee is not able to bring out factual facts you need to remove that particular person now okay now the last resort, the Uncle Court, the Beco Court, they don't release some. At the end of it all, we say that particular person, you know, the Frina Konya, so not yet the Obi for ironing about. So as of now, I was here, you could see, said the same thing is happening. Who say petition about say the current EC boss or in a pound for you know, and for in free home, and you could see, say the current NPP. Say, some of these things are happening because the current government doesn't want to associate themselves with the fact that you were free home and I'm you were free home. Do you understand? And see, the opposition, do you understand? But it was the same way, and you try to use in 2000. So what I'm trying to say is, a ball left, a ball right, Obia as of 2000, it was President Kufour and the general said, oh, it's too early. And it goes against our democracy. You have the power to decide, say, oh, no, this person, me as a president, I want to work with him. Me as a president, I don't want to work with this person. And once the petition comes, for you not to be tagged as a president who is against democracy, fine. This is democracy. This is a petition which is not coming from you, which is not coming from your government. But then from other people who are bringing out, issues and points, facts say, okay, this has happened, we see. These one or two reasons, these things that has happened, so what Sami Crab was saying, they said, until all of a sudden the NPP is not happy with how petitions are flying in for and Pinaxtv to be taken out of office. Until because it was the same way, and then somebody Afari Gyan in 2000. And I said the same approach, and as NDC for you. Whether they know and I saw what the petitions nobody cares. Government, petition about say we free home. The current one at Abbas is here is about the EC chairman. Chairperson on a palm for you see a new move for you. And Sami Crab so until I said all of a sudden the NPP is not happy with the fact that petitions are flying in. But pen. Yes, this is the story we are talking about now. So next, let's go and listen to this audio, and then when we come back, we'll still give you more on this particular story.
Before I became the vice chairman, I was a Greater Accra Regional chairman, and I can challenge you.
Yeah.
You ask any of the aspirants at that time if I did not give them equal access in Greater Accra. And I can also ask any of the constituency executives if I, Sami Crab, as the Greater Accra Regional chairman, ever picked up a phone to call anyone to support one person or the other. So that's the way I am.
But the moment you spoke in support of Kwame Japan and Afoko, who you know, the party was already trying to...
Which party?
The party had suspended.
Which party?
But they were suspended. I'm outside of the party. I can't name names because based on party account, they had gone through the process and suspended Kwapre Japan and Chairman Paul Afoko. So the question I'm asking is: the moment you spoke in support of you know, Kwapre Japan
against what had been done,
yes,
not for Kwapre Japan or Afoko. Get it right. I spoke against the procedure that they had used to remove elected officers.
Which is speaking for them over their suspension?
No, not personalities. Okay. I spoke against the process.
All right.
And I have been, you see, maybe you don't know me. If you had followed my political journey, you would have known. I can mention people. Adwa Safo, when she was coming into politics, they wanted to block her and stop her. I rose and spoke and made sure that she went for the primaries, challenging Okwe. So Okwe and I, up to now, we're not on good terms because I did it. You can ask I.C. Kwe, Archibald Kobna. Archibald Kobna was an assemblyman around Kokomemle. He wanted to contest this institution, I.C. Kwe. I.C. Kwe said over in Zebo, because he even thought that by contesting him, it was even an affront. I refused. I made sure that he contested him. I can also tell you Abankwah Eba, who became the treasurer. Abankwah Eba was being stopped from running at Klote Koli. In fact, he took the party to court. I was there when Mark Menu called me. I went there, law committee were sitting and they said Abankwah Eba had taken the party to court. If he didn't, they don't allow him to even run. Okay? I stood there. I spoke to them. They should allow him to run. Finally, they allowed him to run and he took the case from court. Abankwah Eba. I can just go on and mention many people. Mohammed Ajesoa, who became the mayor. They said they wouldn't allow him to run. He was a small boy. Where was he from? All that kind of thing. I stood behind and made sure. You can go to Lejokuku. So that's who I am. Even Boache Jaku. When he went against Nana Akufo-Addo, contested Nana Akufo-Addo, we were in Adan one day, and they said they wouldn't allow him to speak. I stood there, and Emile coming on the platform, physically holding Charles. I said, he's going to speak.
Right.
So I am like that.
So this is the question I'm asking.
I'm like
you know, by pointing that out. This is the question I'm asking. Do you think you were collateral damage in that? Were you collateral
think that
damage?
Some people had an agenda. They wanted to get something done, and I was in their way. So they did what they thought they needed to do to get the thing done. And I also thought it was a duty and a responsibility that even though the thing didn't concern me, I had to speak against what I thought was going to create problems which will culminate in things that are happening to us now. So I spoke against it. I have no regrets. If anybody tries to go after any position, any use unfair means to go after someone, I don't care what the person has done. I didn't want to get into personalities, if you remember. So I said, I don't know what they've done. Maybe they slept somebody's mother, I don't know. I don't care. What I care about is, are you applying the internal procedural justice system? That has all been agreed by everyone. That's all I care about as an officer, because that's what I was sworn in to protect.